Hello there, and welcome to my channel. My name is Joe, or you may know me as Critic or Gamer Critic. Uh, this is going to be a talking head series that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be covering a multitude of topics, from what video games I plan on playing to personal things that affect me in my life. So that's probably going to be like money talks. Uh, Things like mental health, uh, tech news, a little bit of deep dive and kind of layman's views on things. Janie is going to be a huge part of what happens on this because you guys are actually going to get to see her. And yeah, I mean, if you've watched any of my Arc series, you hear her bouncing a ball all the way, around on the wood floors. Um, Apparently she just found some food that she's been stashing over there all day. So, uh, so yeah, I don't know what I plan on doing specifically. So like, I don't really have a set in stone agenda of what I plan to release when. I do plan on filming this like maybe 10 episodes at a time and doing seasons. Uh, I think that'd be kind of a fun way of breaking into this whole thing. Um, you know, I'm not really overly set up to do anything crazy. Uh, Still pretty new to this whole video editing thing. Only ever having done 10 episodes of my Arc channel, of my Arc series. And if you've watched it from the beginning, you'll definitely tell a difference. Episode 1 is absolutely atrocious. It's so hard to watch. And it sucks that was where I started, but at least I started, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie, this is the third time that I have filmed this video. Uh, I've I went on some tangents, stuff that really should be saved for the deep dive videos. Um, Talking about whether it's money or your happiness. And by your happiness, I mean it's an individual thing. Happiness isn't a meter, and this is the kind of stuff that I would just go on these tangents, and it was really funny. But it wasn't really appropriate for a first episode like this for the introduction. Do I want the video to be of decent length? Yes. I mean, unfortunately, with the way that the algorithm works, the longer the video is, the more clicks it gets, the more likes it gets, and the more comments it gets. The more YouTube is, gonna just share it. So it's kind of a mixed bag of emotions. I'm not normally the kind of person who will sit here and beg for attention, and so it feels weird. This whole YouTube thing is weird to me because it is. It's literally me saying, hey, you know what? Give me attention, give me views, click my stuff, and it's just a weird bag. It's such a weird bag. I've never been the one to want to be in the spotlight. So I hope you guys enjoy what comes. I am going to be looking for topics. I am going to be. I'm going to try to be a little bit more active on social media. I do have an Instagram. I have a Twitter account. I'm pretty sure I have a TikTok account, but I never use that. I might though. I might start using TikTok for some shorter videos and what have you. But I don't know that I can really compete. I don't know that I could compete on YouTube, if I'm being completely honest. And I don't know that I really want to compete but I'm also tired of being silent. And that's pretty much the big reason why I am moving onto YouTube as a platform, and considering TikTok as a platform, is I definitely feel like I've been put on a back burner for most of my life. So I've always just been content doing my own thing. And so a lot of people tend to, it feels like a lot of people think that because I'm content doing things on my own, that Joe just wants to be left alone. And that's not the case. The case is actually much different from that. And that's, again, a big reason why I want to get out here and want to do this, especially this series, because there are topics that are insanely important to me, just as a person. Whether it be, I've already mentioned, money topic. The I didn't know what a stress-free life was until I actually started paying attention to money and paying off all my debts and actually saving money. Like, that was a huge game changer for me. Things like physical health. Obviously, I'm not in the best shape of my life right now. And I'm hoping that, through conversations, through talking about stuff like this, it motivates me. Just this past weekend, I had a day off, and I was like, you know what? Tired of looking around my house, and my house was never really messy. You can kind of see, like, I got some throw blankets. I've got my coat is on the couch right now, and then I had a week's worth of dishes built up in the sink. So I went ahead and rocked that out, but I kind of went all out and pulled all of my clothes out of my dresser, out of my closet, and out of the various clean clothes piles just kind of scattered around my room, and I washed every single piece of clothing, washed all my cleaning towels, I literally did 10 loads of laundry. It was my bedding, it was my backup bedding, it was everything. And that kind of, it just feels good to walk into the house now. Like it was clean, but it was surface clean. And if there are any ladies who are watching this, you know the difference. But to the guys who are watching this, just because there isn't clutter all around it, like if you haven't wiped down your counters or vacuumed your rugs or swept and mopped your floors, it's not that clean. It might look good, it might, but it's not that clean. So it feels really good to just be home, honestly. Like after I get out of work, it's really nice to just be home and enjoy a truly clean house. I'm one as far as you see the fan behind me. I took the fan apart and I cleaned all the dust out of it. I took and cleaned all of the dust off of my ceiling fans and stuff like that. So, again, another tangent. I don't plan on talking about this stuff in an episode though. But it does go back to your physical health and your mental health. Just living a stress-free life. Sometimes just clean. Even if it's just like a room, take 10 minutes a day and just wipe down your counters. Makes a huge difference. And maybe maybe I will make it an episode. But it's I don't know. For as much self-help things as I've watched on YouTube, and I have been watching a lot, I don't really see much about the little things with health, with self-help. I everybody's like, oh, just work on becoming, more. They want you to focus on the big things, like become more. What's the word? Oh no! Become more, not egotistical, but egotistical is part of it. Um, Self-assured. I know there's a different word for it. Confident. That's the word. It's confident. So they're like, oh, be more confident. You want to be happier? Be more confident. You want people to be attracted to you? Be more confident. Show confidence in yourself. Show confidence in others. Um, and it just doesn't work that way. How do you become more confident? What's the first step in building confidence? And the first step in building confidence is building confidence, mostly in yourself. Because once you're confident in your abilities, you are able to be more confident. You're not as apt to be put off by other people's confidence when you yourself are confident. So if you find yourself being, being annoyed by people who are confident, chances are you're just not very confident yourself. And as soon as you gain your confidence, it's going to make a world of difference for you. So that's the kind of stuff I really want to tackle. Is like, there's the big stuff, but there's a lot of small stuff, and it's really easy to attain. If you have a hard time, going out or just inviting people over to your home, you know, just clean a room. Grab, put everything on your counters away real quick and wipe them down. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just wipe down your counters. And you make sure that you write down a day that you focus on wiping down your counters every week. And you'll just notice that things kind of just fall into place. You'll notice that you leave stuff on your counters far less frequently. And the same thing goes with, cleaning your floors or, your kitchen table or your bathroom. Oh, the bathroom sink area. Yeah. Just wipe that down. Pull everything off of the sink out once a week. If you're the kind of person who's like, nope, my makeup lives up there and there's a whole bunch of itty bitty small stuff, yeah, pull it all up once a week. It helps, and it might actually make it to where you can find a better layout that works better for your morning routine or your evening routine. Making sure that you're in a position to where you can actually brush your teeth and all that. Which is, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, okay? I don't normally get to see, so when I smile, I don't actually smile with my teeth. This is how I normally smile. And it does, like as I'm watching the video, as I'm recording right now, it looks like my teeth are a little bit gnarly, but the reality is that I just have gapped teeth. So like I don't really have, cavities or anything like that. I just have really small teeth and they happen to be spaced out really widely in the front. But that's the kind of thing that, in the past I would have been really embarrassed by it. I actually probably would have deleted this video and like tried talking like this a little bit, like trying not to show my teeth. But the reality, they're my teeth. Could I go get braces and get them fixed? Yeah. I don't really want to spend the money. Not gonna lie. Pretty happy with them. They cut through meat pretty well. I eat with them. It's pretty fantastic. So, that's the kind of thing though where self-confidence comes into play. Minor things like that, which would have just absolutely destroyed me. It wouldn't, if somebody, because people have in the past been like, yeah, you should probably fix the gap in your teeth. It'll probably make you a little bit more attractive. And yeah, I get it. I get it. And I'm a coffee drinker, which means that my teeth are kind of yellow, fairly yellow. I get it. Don't get me wrong, but I, started using more of whitening toothpastes versus pro enamel toothpastes, uh, and that's starting to really make a difference. There are totally things that you could do, and again, it's all small stuff. So again, that's what I'm hoping to touch on this series is, um, you know, let's uh, let's just work to make ourselves better, um, better for ourselves, and not better for anyone else. If all you're doing is making yourself better for somebody else, you're just setting yourself up to fail. If you're like me and you're the kind of person who's like, well, I can never do anything for myself, and this is a very real sentiment that I have, is growing up with so many siblings. I've got six sisters and one brother that are blood related, and then you have the fact that my older brother and sisters have a brother who's my age, um, from their father, because we have the same mom and different dads. So they have another brother who's my age from their father, and so we grew up together. So I have two brothers. We may not be blood related, but we're related. Like, family isn't set by blood for me. So, um, but growing up in a house or growing up in a house, it's split between two houses, but six sisters, two brothers. I definitely being a middle child. Uh, there was definitely a couple of my siblings who created a lot more noise and a lot more drama, and so it was just very easy for me to just kind of fall to the wayside. So um, I legitimately feel like I can't do anything for myself because I'm not important enough to really, get better for me. I'm supposed to get better for other people. Um, and that's, reinforced through things like, I've got friends who own friends. I've been I've been weeding these people out over the past few years. But I've throughout. I'm 36 now, and ever since I was in high school, basically, I would have people who would hang out only when they needed somebody to hang out with, and by that, we all hang out only when we need somebody to hang out with. We are all that way. What I'm talking about, though, is it's like, oh, hey, something bad happened to me, and I know that you're gonna listen. And so that's basically the person that I became. Is I became the person who would listen and uh, who would give very basic, non-biased advice. Um, and I follow a lot of that same advice. I look at everything through a lens of detachment. I'll completely detach myself from a situation, from a person, um, just so I can give a truly non-biased answer. And sometimes people love it, and sometimes people hate it. Because sometimes my advice goes against what they want, and sometimes my advice is exactly what they want. And sometimes my advice is completely wrong because I'm not a trained freaking professional. Um, so it's just it's kind of a mixed bag, and so that's the kind of stuff that reinforced this whole thing where I can't. Why should I do something that improves me? I'm not important, and that's entirely wrong. Uh, I am very important, and that it took forever, like until I was in my early 30s before I started even believing that I was important. I mean, that's not very long. Um, and it's just one of those things that, like I said, like I keep saying, um, the point of this is just to show the small things. Um, you know, make your bed when you get up in the morning. Start a routine. if you have struggles getting up for work on time, make a routine that makes you get up for work. You know what my best routine is? The routine that actually gets me out of bed every single morning? Taking Janie out. My dog. Making sure that she has a regular potty schedule. That's that's it. That is my get your butt out of bed. We are getting this done. Um, and so yeah, sometimes it's something small. If you're somebody who has kids, uh, maybe start keeping some eggs around and maybe get up and cook them some eggs in the morning. Something simple. Eggs take all of 3 or 4 minutes to cook from start to finish. That's warming up your pan, uh, getting the eggs out, cracking them, putting them in the pan, and then cooking them. Like they take almost no time to cook. So it's a sometimes we just need to find our why, uh, and sometimes it's something simple, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes maybe you're the kind of person who's like, no, I've got my kids squared away, I've got everything done, I just still don't feel fulfilled. Well, maybe maybe you need something bigger in your life. I don't know. I have no clue how big your life is. Uh, I'm just a random guy on YouTube. To that extent, though, it's I'm looking. I am looking forward to this series, and I hope you guys are too. It is going to get a little bit dark. I'm going to try to keep it fun. It's going to be some numbers crunching, especially when we start talking about money. I will show you guys my budget. I will show you guys my income, what I pay, my actual budget. I will show it to you. I will do it on. I'll actually put one together, and so you guys can actually see. Maybe you've never budgeted before. Maybe the word budget is bastardized because you've worked at one of those corporate places that's like, we can't afford a brand new box of pens because they're not in the budget. A Staples box of $3 pens is not in the budget. So maybe to you, budget is that bastardized thing that's we can't afford it. And so you're like, a budget means I can't afford it. Reality is, it's not what a budget is. The reality is, a budget is just your planned spending. How much do you plan to spend? Are you the kind of person who needs shopping therapy or retail therapy? That's what it's called. If you're the kind of person who needs retail therapy, you can put that in your budget. It's so versatile. It's everything you need it to be. But it's something that you can also use to hold yourself accountable with. Um, yeah, it's really easy to do. It's not as scary as you would think it is. And it really helps, especially if you struggle paying your bills. Especially if you think that maybe I'm just not making enough money. And how much money do you need to make? Who knows? We can sit down and figure that out together. So that is what I'm going to that is one of the things that I'm going to do. So I've been able to ramble on for 24 minutes at this point. Um, so I am going to stop because I could just keep going. I could switch. I'm ADHD, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's also something that um, that can just keep me going without like, the worst part about ADHD is I forget what I'm saying halfway through a sentence. So when I start rambling like this, it's far more frequently to happen. Um, so yeah. So I do hope you guys hang out. I hope that you guys uh, like what I have to say. I hope you guys don't like what I have to say. If there's ever, I will never argue with anybody online, but I will always welcome a well-informed debate. And I'm going to try to avoid talking politics. We will be talking about money, so we will be talking some politics, but it's not going to be like, oh, this side did this and this side did this, and it's going to be more like, no, this is just kind of how everything works, and these are the numbers that are in play, and so this is just where we're at. And for the most part, that isn't political, but some people will make it political. And political debate, I'm not really going to engage with. So by all means, uh, you can try all you want, but people will always make things political. It doesn't matter if they disagree with anything you have to say; it's political, and they'll make sure that that they think it's political. So, with that though, I am going to sign off. Um, Thank you so much for hanging out. And I hope that you hang out in the future. I hope that you catch the series. So, with that, just know that somebody cares about you. I care about you. And you're worth it. Take care.